All right, so the underlying energy is the Ace of Wands. Are we gonna have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords next? Nope. Ace, the High Priestess instead. And the okay. So there's less sex. The High Priestess is hardly ever seen as a sexual energy, even though she has pomegranates, which indicates fertility. It's a very so it talks about the seeds, and I guess they represent some sort of like ovaries or whatever. But you know, whatever with that. But not to knock the cards or anything like that. It could be that there's a lot of sexual tension going on. Ace of Wands. Hey man, that's passion. Okay, that's that drive. But some of you guys are literally starting something new, starting something exciting with somebody that you already know, someone that you've met, someone that you're in a relation, somebody that that you are in a, you're seeing very closely. I don't know. It could be that this is. I don't think this is somebody. I think this is somebody straight up new, because I don't get any. I don't get any return of X cards in here. Other than the Ace of Wands, which can indicate a rekindling of an old flame. So it's just not really any. That's it. Like, that's all I get. No, I don't think there's really any X's that come with this reading, y'all. Right? For those of you that are tired of seeing X coming back, congratulations, you didn't get it this reading. Not really. But the Ace of Wands talks about a new beginning, fiery passion, that burning flame, raw energy, creativity, creativity in its finest. Okay. But it's also a it's very, like I said, it's passionate. I don't know how else to explain it other than like this is where you guys feel that like that drive, your libido to spike. Now the heart of your reading here, you have the Ace of Cups. So this is a new beginning in love, right? This is a new beginning in being open. This is also your emotions. But this is talking about, a new beginning of love, pretty much. Like a new beginning in how you feel, being open to love, opening yourself up. Okay. Now, I think the challenge is being open to love. And it's delaying a serious relationship, potentially. A serious beginning, a seriously stable new beginning. I don't think you're open to love right now. Some of you guys may not be. Some of you guys are trying to be, but you don't know how to. And for some of you guys, I just really feel like, no. There's a lot of like, hell no. Hell no to the flow. I think you guys like the excitement, the passion, the adventure of it all in a way. This kind of like, oh, there's chemistry, there's a spark there, there's something that's like, oof, there's something that's really kind of getting you all excited and stimulating. But the thing is like being open to love that's the challenge. Being open to it, because if you are open to it, you'll be also open to this Ace of Pentacles, which it can actually probably lead to something long term. It's delaying it. That's why. Now in the past you had the Seven of Pentacles, and I think there was that one period you're trying to figure out whether or not it was worth the effort, worth the amount of work that you've been that goes into a relationship, whether this is time, you have enough time, whether you want to put the time in. This is like, I don't know about this, kind of that kind of soul situation. Like, how much you need to do, what needs to be done, but it's like, do you want to do all that? Okay. But now in the present you have the Eight of Swords, which is being stuck in your thoughts, kind of overthinking things, feeling trapped. Like, you don't necessarily need to be like this, but the situation, y'all are thinking too much. Y'all are trapped in your thoughts right now. Right? I feel like you guys are like tired of the on and off switches of love, right? Like kind of like getting involved with somebody that's not really looking to be serious. And I feel like that's the thing, right? The Ace of Wands is in the beginning, with a very passionate beginning, and the Ace of Cups is the opening of love. It's opening the door to love. But of course, one has to love themselves before doing this. The situation is like, you always have this Ace of Pentacles always like on standby. Like, it never really gets anything stable. It's like, it's always kind of like, okay, yeah, we have feelings for each other. Yes, we have chemistry. Are we doing anything with it? And the Eight of Swords, it's like, you guys are feeling trapped in your thoughts. You don't really see a lot of options. You don't see like, you don't really feel like you have any other options, really. You don't feel like you have any kind of, way to go with this. You just kind of feel like you're stuck in where you are. And it's not the case. I feel like you guys, the Eight of Swords, these are just illusions. These are just thoughts. None of this stuff is actually really around you that keeping you from going ahead and pursuing what it is that you want. Pursuing this Ace of Cups. It's really like things that you've been through, things that you put behind you that really actually keeping you from moving forward. Because in the future you have the Seven of Wands where you get extra defensive. You guys get really defensive. The situation is this. You guys have gone through stuff, and I said it before, the two cards that came out, Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. You're stressed out because you haven't really let go of a situation, and it's not that you haven't let go of it because you're expecting something out of that last relationship to come through. But I feel like it's more of like you've been through like a hard patch in a relationship before, and it's about whether or not you really want to do that again, whether or not you really have the willpower to push through that. Like, I feel like at one point, for some of you guys are still in that relationship with your person, whatever. I think there was a period, there was a period where you guys were having a little bit of doubts whether or not this is something you really wanted to continue, if this was everything that you were kind of leaning towards. I think you guys are starting to see the results of it, but it still was at ground zero. It still wasn't at where you wanted to be. It just really put you in a position to feel like, well, I don't know whether to leave it, whether to go. Okay, I see that this individual is trying. I know I'm trying, but I don't know if this is something I really want to do. Like, you guys have gotten yourself in a situation where you guys don't feel like you have a lot of power. You guys don't really know what you guys are capable of doing, or, what you guys really want, really, because the situation is just kind of like, it's not really the situation's fault. It's like what you've been through mentally, and not being able to recover from that mentally. Is sort of feeling trapped in your thoughts. Like, you are just stuck in your thoughts. But in the future, you get more defensive. We get protective more so than anything. But protective doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fend off the partner or the relationship. It just means that you take a bit more of a serious stance. You have more of an advantage though, which is something I like. But most importantly, you guys just don't know what to do. And the best way to do things right now is honestly just to be in the moment. King of Swords is always in the moment and takes things at face value. And I feel like that's the thing. We have to take things at face value, Gemini. Because right now, there is no yes or no, right, wrong way of doing something. And I feel like we're focusing too much on what we should do rather than what we can do. Because right now, this is what the external energy is showing, the Six of Wands. Action, proud of action, you're proud of yourself regarding what you've done and everything that you've been doing, being recognized for the effort that you've been putting in. You are not recognizing the work that you've been putting in so far. You've been doing a lot. So you've come a long way when it comes to the Seven of Pentacles. You've come a long way. Have you been giving yourself a pat on the back? Have you recognized how far you've come? Have you recognized how far your person's come? Like, I think your person is trying to be noticing, is trying to show you how much they've improved, but instead, there's a lot of other stuff that's preoccupying. Like, you're preoccupied with your thoughts rather than seeing what's actually happening in front of you and everything that's been happening. And all the things that you can be proud of yourself with, trying to make it work, doing the best that you can, and seeing the success of the efforts that you've been putting in. Now, your outcome is showing the Fools. So this is starting a new beginning. Perhaps this is single. This is a very single card because this person's going out on their own. But I don't think you guys are going to break up or anything like that. What I do feel like is that you have to be the King of Swords right now. This is your energy. Even though the King of Swords is more of Aquarius' energy, this is still your energy because you're an air sign. This is about mastering your truth, mastering your mind. It's time to master your mind because right now you're letting your mind go crazy. You're letting your mind go out of control and keeping you feeling like you can't do much or you haven't been doing anything good. You haven't been doing anything that's making any sort of movement towards a certain direction. When you have been doing the best that you can. Why is the Ace? Okay, well, I didn't really ask. The Ace of Pentacles is coming up with the, I'm going to say the Ace of Pentacles because I wasn't actually trying to say the Ace of Pentacles, but I think Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. The reason why that's there is because of the Knight of Wands. Somebody's been showing very unreliable energy, but this is also Sagittarius. For some of you Geminis are seeing your opposite sign, Sag. Like you guys are dating your opposite sign. Like you guys are trying to start something new, trying to open up the door, open yourself up. But the thing is, it's like it's been, you know, it feels like it's constantly this long-term commitment, this stable new beginning, like or not stable new beginning, but a beginning that can kind of promote building a legacy, you know, literally long-term commitment and such, like actually building towards something that can actually go somewhere. It's been on delay because somebody's been kind of off and on, hot and cold with it. Now the thing is, like, that's not really the Knight of Wands energy. It's not necessarily hot and cold or anything like that. It's more the Knight of Cups. But the Knight of Wands is kind of like he's in the moment at all times. He's feeling it one minute, but then if he ain't feeling it the next, then he's not going to just be like, he's not going to commit to it. So in a way, you kind of feel like you're dealing with somebody that's very unreliable, or that you could be feeling very unreliable yourself. Like you could be, no, you may not be feeling unreliable, but you may be kind of not sure if you really want that. You're not sure if you really want to start something serious and be exclusive with a person because you enjoy your freedom. Now, why is the Eight of Swords in the present? Eight of Swords in the present because of the Ten of Swords. Some sort of really devastating ending. What ending? The Six of Cups. Some of you guys may have had a serious ending with someone from the past. Okay, there's your ex coming back situation. But I think the situation is that the reason why you're stuck in the past is because of some sort of ending between an ex. Like something may have happened with your past relationship and it's keeping you from being able to see what the potentials are ahead of you. Like what are the potentials of having this beautiful relationship? Beautiful. Like making this a beautiful relationship for you guys. I feel like it's kind of hard. But the thing is, it's like you have to overcome the craziness that happened in the past. This, you know, the devastation that happened in the past. This is over and done with now. The worst is over. You've learned your, you know, you not necessarily learned your lesson. Like this was a punishment of any sort. No, there's not. I'm not saying that as a punishment of any sort. But what I am saying that the Ten of Swords has happened, and whatever happened there was something that you could take with you to this phase of your life, to this situation, to this relationship. And that's why you have the Seven of Wands in your future, because I think you realize that the Ten of Swords, even though it was very hurtful, very painful how it ended with you and your person, you and the person that you were with before, you have the advantage now. You have the higher ground. You realize that that ending is provided you with some sort of information that gives you that power, gives you the strength and the courage to go ahead and move forward with this relationship, to be open within this relationship and to really take a chance and take a leap of faith and see where this goes. Because right now I feel like it's hesitant to move forward. It's hesitant because of everything that happened beforehand. You've been hurt, you've had a really devastating ending to it, but that doesn't mean it will happen again. Not with everything that you know from last time. You know what I mean? So it's the King of Swords. Use your knowledge, use your communication skills, use everything that you know that you got. Because you are the master of those elements. You are the master of the air tribe, right? Well, no, you're not. Well, the air Aquarius is, but you have great abilities from this air thing that you can master, that you have mastered. There's some things that you've overcome. You know what I mean? Don't let this protective side be so, you know, kill the joy. But at the same time, state your boundaries. The King of Swords will always state their boundaries. You know, I feel like if you have boundaries, be serious about them and just, you know, stand tough with them. Be firm. But ultimately, you have a perspective that you can utilize to help you with this relationship if you've been having difficulties. But you've been doing good. That's what that tells me. The Six of Wands, you've been doing excellent. As somebody around you who has been showing them great progress on their part as well. And it's like, it's not going to be the same thing from last time. Of course, you have to look and see what's been going on in front of you. See things from the perspective of what's happening in the present, you know? being in the present. All right, y'all. So your wisdom of the oracle card this week is serendipity. This is a card for luck, a change in luck as well. But this is a good thing because it means that luck is on your side. You've been doing the best that you can, and therefore, you know, the universe is going to reward you for that. You have luck on your side. You have everything that you need to take care of things. But this is also talking about that there's a change of luck. This is going to be beneficial to you guys. However, it's what you do with this opportunity, with this change in energy in your life right now that will benefit you or not benefit you. So remove the blindfolds, guys, because right now you have to focus on what is happening here and now. Focus on the present, because if you focus on the present and be in the moment, like the Knight of Wands, things will potentially lead to the Ace of Pentacles, like you've been wanting for a long time, if that's what you've been wanting. Because the King of Swords is someone that's very serious, and if you guys have been wanting to be in a very serious relationship, you have the potential to do that. It does require you to be in the moment and not so focused on your thoughts and what's happened in the past, because that's not really what's going to help you push forward. Now, what you guys also have from your wisdom of the oracle, and this is a card I don't see. You know, I don't very rarely see this card. As a matter of fact, I think this is truly my first time ever seeing this. And it says, treasure your loved ones. It's important to love others deeply. Only in Libra season you get new cards. Like I thought I seen them all, but nope. Treasure your loved ones. And it makes sense. Focus on the person that you're with, right? Don't focus on the past. Don't focus on what's happened in the past. Focus on what this person's been doing and how much work they've been trying to prove to you that they're worthy of your attention, your love, and your care, and moving even further and stabilizing the relationship even more. I feel like this person is trying to go out of their way to show you that they're worthy of your time, they're worthy of you, and they love you, and they really want to put their time and effort into you. But you're just like right now, it's just like the pain from the last relationship is like a fear. You're worried about this happening. But you realize that you have the higher ground in the future. You do have the higher ground. You do have you become more protective of the relationship more than ever. But it starts from loving yourself, giving yourself compassion for everything that you've been through, recognizing the progress and the success and the effort you've been making, and then recognizing that your partner's been doing the same. Because I really feel like your person has been doing the same. They've been really, really, really serious about this too. They've been really serious. They've been putting in the work. They've been really showing themselves out there, or they really want this, and something's going on here. But most importantly, you have been doing a lot. You have grown a lot. You have shown that you've ascended to a really bigger part of your life, and that deserves recognition more so than anything. So yes, treasure your loved ones, but treasure yourself as well, because you have been putting in busting your ass since day one. And I feel like that is more deserving of your attention and feeling trapped than the situations that you've been going through, that you have gone through in the past. It's hard to do, I know, but trust me, focus on what you've been doing, focus on the now, focus on what you have to do at the moment, and you won't have to feel trapped. You don't feel like you will end up perpetuating a future where, there is another situation that happens like this again.